Hey there guys, welcome to Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. The 80s was an awesome time, right? I'm asking because I've never lived in the 80s. Despite that though, I'm fully aware of its many iconic movies, songs, and of course TV shows. Those TV shows were often accompanied with toy lines. Many of those toys have made their way back to both store and collector shelves, including myself. It certainly seems like we've tackled them all. I mean, didn't you see the Marvel Legends Crystar? We are living in strange, nostalgia-filled times. But what if I told you there was a series that hasn't returned, but is now back and bringing us a sci-fi hero with a western twist? Or is it a western hero with a sci-fi twist? Have you ever heard of Bravestarr? It was a cartoon from the late 80s featuring a Native American hero on the planet of New Texas. I want to get this out of the way first and say I have never seen a single episode of this show. It has completely passed me by at this time. I'm aware of it though, so when I saw that Dasin Model Toys was making a figure, an unofficial figure I should say, of this guy, my intrigue got the better of me, and, well, here we are. The figure is a fairly straightforward representation of how he appeared in the cartoon. The colors are vibrant and the sculpt is simple. I don't mean to say that there are any major details missing, it just has a very soft look which gives it that 80s cartoon feel, which is actually a big reason I decided to purchase this. That and I'm a sucker for space cowboys. While the figure is dominated by orange and yellow, the touches of blue and white really liven up the look. You also get some brown splashed here and there with stuff like the boots and the belts, and there is a little bit of silver in various places. Plus, that hat looks so good. The figure itself does feel pretty nice. Having had no experience with Dasin toys before, I'm pretty happy with it. The plastic is nice and firm, and none of the limbs come off as floppy in the articulation department. It is a tad bit easy to remove some of the limbs, but they're ball joints. You can simply just pop them back in with no major issues. Let's talk articulation. Where some aspects have shades of Mafex or even Figuarts, it's not too different from something Hasbro related. Hell, even the sort of rubber diaper kind of reminds me of McFarlane's DC Multiverse figures. It's a hodgepodge of all things popular right now. I don't think I have any major problems when it comes to the range of the movement, but it is a bit different than I was expecting. The elbows and knees bend enough, but are somewhat sort of hindered by the sculpt itself. At this point, I'm used to drop down knees, but the shoulders are kind of weird. The best way I could describe them is basically drop down shoulders. You have a ball that goes into a torso, but there's a hinge at the arm, so you get a lot of up and down movement. It's kind of neat, it's kind of bizarre, I'm still trying to make up my mind honestly. Where I have the most fun though is the torso and the head. Everything here is so smooth, and you get a lot of movement out of it. It's so fun to pose around. While the limbs can be a bit stiff at first, the torso and neck feel like butter. Let's talk accessories. There is a very nice amount including alternate hands, alternate faces, weapons, and a display base. The head itself is made of two different pieces. You get a face and you get a hair piece. One bit of hair is meant to plug into the hat, while the other is meant for sort of a hatless look. You do get a lot of faces. Stoic, screaming, cocky, then a stoic looking left, and a, I guess, cocky looking right. All of which can have the hats or no hat look. The face is pretty plain, but once again, that adds to that animated feel. For what it's going for, it has all of the paint and detailed expression that I would want for something like this. If I had to complain, it would be how easy the hair and hat come off whenever you're sort of messing around with the figure. When I'm posing him, sometimes I just slightly bump and it'll fall off. Just standing there though, I don't have any problems and it looks really good. He does include several hands that come in a variety of poses. They're all also very soft and pliable. I wouldn't say gummy, but I would say that I have no issue swapping them in or out. Very, very easy. Bravestarr also comes with two guns, which are very sci-fi. He does have two trigger hands, so you can use the guns on the left or the right. The small gun fits perfectly, while the larger one is a bit loose for both the trigger hand and just the general gripping hand. With no knowledge of the show, the smaller gun is more appealing, so I'm glad that one fits better. Finally, the display base is nice and simple. You get a clear plastic stand that is very similar to the Mafex ones, and you get a black base with the Bravestarr logo across it. One cool feature is that the base can be used for accessory storage. When opening up the box, I was almost shocked to see that there was no hands included, before realizing they were actually in the base. Also, I don't know if you'd count this as an accessory, but the box did have a cool backdrop if you're interested in that kind of thing. I don't normally address scale in my reviews since I usually talk about 6-inch Hasbro figures. This being an unofficial Chinese import, I had no idea what he'd look like. The answer is small. Okay, he's not like 3 3/4 inch small, but he's smaller than I was expecting. There's just no way he'll fit in with anything like Marvel Legends or, God forbid, Super 7 Ultimates. He's honestly even a little too small for figure arts in my opinion. Now, I did not buy this guy solely to sort of face off against characters like Spider-Man or anything, but it's worth knowing that this cowboy stands alone on the shelf. Unless you want to have him hang out with his Mattel Filmation predecessor. I think I've made it pretty clear that I am not a Bravestarr expert. For me, I saw a cool toy of a space cowboy and thought, damn, I need that. And honestly, I'm glad that I did. This toy is a lot of fun and has actually made me somewhat interested in both Bravestarr and Dasin Toys. This video is brought to you in part by Hobby Link Japan. If you're a fan of things like Super Sentai or just Japanese media in general, why don't you check out Hobby Link Japan? They've got figures, statues, and a whole horde of different kind of collectibles. Click the link down in the description below to check out Hobby Link Japan today. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of the Dasin Model Toys unofficial Bravestarr figure. Once again, I think this figure sort of caught me by surprise. I saw this thing and all of a sudden I just felt like I needed it. But ultimately, let me guys know what you guys think of the video down below. Make sure to check out some of my other videos if you'd like. I have tons of other sort of videos. I just put up a collection tour. If you'd like to see that, it's an hour long, different kind of DC, Marvel, all sorts of stuff. I'm also on different socials, which will be linked down in the description below. Subscribe for more videos, and I guess that's really it. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.